video time. Got my tape here. I'm going to tape it to my phone. Then I'm going to tape the phone to my helmet. Try to line it up with my eyeballs. So what I see, you see. This is an aged antique burst on a flame top. Antique burst is done in a different way than a lot of the other bursts. Before putting, normally I would put yellow on here, yellow shade, but with antique burst, I start right with dark sail, and I put it on real narrow. Well, I put it on narrow because this is a flame top. If it was not a flame top, I'd just do a regular width. But with flame tops, you know, you're trying to highlight that wood, so I make my bursts a little more narrow than normal. Barely pulling my trigger, easing it on there. The dark color here, the width of this dark burst will probably be maybe a finger's width, but in that finger, only the very edge will be solid coverage, opaque. Looks about right. So the amount of paint that is actually the amount of the wood that's actually just covered and hidden by the paint is probably only the width of a pencil or a pen, right? See what I'm saying? Like this much is actually covered, but the finger width of the whole thing, yeah, about a finger. So now, normally I would set this aside and let it dry. Paint's not on there too wet, but I'll blow a little air on here to kind of speed the process. This is lacquer, it dries fast. Got my tack rag here, still blowing the air. See, this one has got it's going to have a natural back and side, so that's why I'm only doing the face. Forgot to mention that earlier. I don't think there's a lot of overspray on here, but you know, I'll clean it off nevertheless. There. Now, I'll put a little bit of lacquer, clear lacquer, over the whole thing. Kind of lets you see better what you got there as a burst. Where it might be a little more narrow or not. But I feel like that's okay. So now the red part on a antique burst, we use a sort of a browner red than normal. Like, can you see this right here? This is our normal red we would use on a 3-tone. This is the red we use on the antique. See how it's kind of more orangish? When you put it on here, I just ease it on. I don't put it on real in a dominant way. I'm not sure on this one how the pickguard thing is going to be, so I usually just go all the way over to the edge here. Normally on a Tele you would stop right here with your red. So I just put it on there to where it starts to get a reddish look, brownish red. And the farther away you hold your gun, the more soft your fade is going to be on your burst. It fades in towards the center. Okay, this is looking good so far. Now I'll use the yellow. This is transparent yellow shade we call it. And I'll just go over that, let me tack it again just for good measure. go over this whole thing with this yellow now. And what that does, it's harder to see until you actually clear it. Kind of gives the whole thing an aged look. The dark Salem there kind of starts to take on a little bit of a yellowish greenish tone. You won't see that till it gets cleared the next day. Well, we clear them here the next day. I don't know how you do it. But anyway, there it goes. It's not hugely different now when you see this compared to a normal three-tone. I'm sure the video here, the colors aren't quite right for what they really are, but in real life, yeah, it is different. There's less yellow, the red is different, and there you have it. So this is an antique burst.